wanted to know how to speak in a salary negotiation. Oftentimes, this can be the biggest challenge that anybody faces in their career because we don't know what to say, how to say it, when to say it, and all of that when it comes to a salary negotiation. So in this video, I'm going to share with you over 20 years experience from the C-suite as a C-suite executive, former C-suite executive, a manager, director, and a public speaker to help you be able to understand how you need to speak when you are negotiating your salary. I know a lot of you right now are in the process of interviewing for different roles and positions, and I want to make sure that I am setting you up for success, especially as it relates to how you are communicating as a woman in leadership, because how you communicate during your salary negotiation is critically important to you being able to obtain the salary that you're comfortable with and being able to initially showcase your skills as a leader. So I'm going to share with you just several tips. I don't have them in a specific order. I don't have in a specific number. This is a live streaming I'm doing on my YouTube channel. So depending on the questions that you all have to ask me will depend on where this conversation goes. I found that it works a little better with the lives when we are just having a dialogue and a conversation about whatever the issue is. So let me know if you have any questions below. I know that many of you are struggling with salary negotiations. I just hosted a masterclass on interview preparation and salary negotiations this past Monday. So it's something that you're interested in. It is on my website under products and services. The masterclass is there. It was a great masterclass to really help you get ready for your interview. But I do want to let you know that salary negotiations was something that people always want to know more about. So since this is an important topic and I have a lot of experience in it, I'm going to share with you what you should do when you are having your salary negotiations, specifically how you should speak. I've done videos on my YouTube channel that talk about the basics for salary negotiation, and some more advanced techniques are listed in my masterclass. I actually have a YouTube channel and I have a video on my YouTube channel, and it's in the description below on how to negotiate salary like a boss. And this is a great opportunity for you to watch a video for free. There's no pay, no funds associated with it necessarily. And you just learn as much as you can as it relates to salary negotiations. And then I have my paid masterclass if you want to go have an even deeper dive. So I wanted to say before I get started, hello everyone. I hope you all are doing fantastically well. I see, let's see, Adam Vosky, Algia. I hope I said your name correctly. I'm sorry about that. I have Webb present, Rodriguez, and Baria. So hello everyone, and welcome. Hello from Argentina. All right, fantastic. Welcome from the United States. So I want to hear from you. I have lots of things to share with y'all today as it relates to how you communicate, how you speak during salary negotiations, but I want to be able to answer your questions and provide you with as much value as possible as it relates to salary negotiations. I know this is a topic that people struggle with, and they have a hard time as it relates to how they negotiate their salary. What do they say? How do they say it? All of those things. So I'm going to share with you just a few pointers that will help you. And if you have any specific questions as it relates to salary negotiation, then put them in the comments below. I will answer them for you. Anything you want to talk about today outside of salary negotiations, interview preparation, anything related to executive presence, elite communication skills, really communicating at a higher level than your peers and building up your confidence, this is the place you want to be. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, have some really great resources and things that can help you, and have some really fun masterclasses coming up also. So let me say hello to everyone before we get started. Okay, hello Big Z, how you doing today? Welcome back, welcome back. And all right, so while I'm waiting for your responses, let's go ahead and get into it. So when you are trying to determine how to speak during a salary negotiation, before we even get to how you speak to a salary negotiation, you will want to go ahead and start by saying, let's prep in advance. So you want to go ahead and prepare, as I was mentioning earlier before many of you start to join, and I really appreciate y'all for being here today. You want to prepare in advance for your salary negotiation. So I have a separate video. Okay, alrighty, bye, Maria. Bye, and thank you for subscribing. Lots of information. So if you have any questions, let me know. But thank you for being here. So if you are at a place where you're about to prepare for your salary, you need to just get ready to have that conversation. So I have a video here on my YouTube channel. I'll link it in the description below that talks about how you can negotiate your salary. And that will be something that I would definitely check out for you. So you can at least prepare for that in advance and know what you're going to talk about. Now, when it comes to what you actually say in a salary negotiation or how you say it, that's what we're going to focus in on today. So preparing for it, that's a totally different video. I will give you a bit of a insight into it. There's 3 buckets of how you want to negotiate your salary. There's your ideal, your settlement, and your bare minimum. You want to watch this video on YouTube. It is a good video about salary negotiation, and if you want to go into more detail, check out the master classes on my website under products and services. So, that out the way, when you're talking to someone during your salary negotiation, your executive presence needs to be at that level. It needs to be way up there, because how you communicate in your salary negotiation will directly impact what type of salary you will receive. Sometimes there's always variables that happen that you can't control, right? There's some budgets they have or limitations, etc. But you want to have your executive presence on high alert, as I would say. It needs to be at a very high level, because they need to see that you are very serious about this conversation. Because when it comes to salary negotiations are serious. This is your livelihood. This is how you pay your bills, your expenses. This is how you take care of your family, some of you. And it is something very serious. So you want to make sure that you're in a place where you're communicating the best version of yourself to this individual when you are negotiating your salary. So first thing is, executive presence needs to be at the high level. Now, if you want some questions or if you want some help specifically with your executive presence and you're not sure how to develop it, ask me some questions in the comments below. I will give you some insight in terms of what you can do to help develop your executive presence. So that's the first thing. The second tip that I would recommend for you to do in terms of how you speak in a salary negotiation is that you need to have a bit of a lower voice than you normally would. So specifically what I mean is, let's say if you are a person that has maybe a higher voice, or maybe your voice is just naturally a little bit elevated, you'll need to just make it a little bit lower than what it normally is. Why? Because when you had your interview process, there is a certain aspect of them that they have interacted with you, and they get a sense of how you are. If you come into salary negotiation and act completely different, then that's going to make them feel like, what's going on with this person? So you don't want to be the complete polar opposite. You don't want to talk in a real low voice and look like you're mad. Not that, but you do want to have the type of tone of voice that is more of a serious tone of voice, because salary negotiations are nothing to joke around and have a laugh about. It's not. I've been in situations where I've seen salary negotiations go really well. I've seen them go not so well. And you always want to take it seriously. So you want to have more of a serious tone of voice, still being polite, still being cordial, of course. But you do want to sound a bit more serious, because this is your salary at the end of the day. So you want to make sure you're at that level. So we have 2 things. Executive presence needs to be where on point, needs to be at a very high level. You'll need to lower your voice just a bit so that you sound more serious. Another thing that I have seen be successful in salary negotiations is to speak in a very concise and direct type of way. Specifically, this is the time for you to showcase your executive presence. And so when you are trying to develop your ability to communicate and speak in a salary negotiation, your answer should be very, 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 very direct and very concise. You want to go into detail, but you don't want to ramble too much, because you don't want to lose a negotiation. If they ask you a question, then you want to respond to that question and go to the next question. If there is something that you need some additional clarification on as it relates to compensation, perhaps benefits, or when everything starts on that end, then ask the question, but ask it in a very concise way. One of the mistakes I see that people make oftentimes when they are trying to negotiate their salary is that they become really nervous. It's the same type of feeling, but even more so than when you have an interview. People already go into interviews being very, very nervous. They're very nervous about, what are they going to ask me? What am I going to say? But going to a salary negotiation, that level of nervousness is, instead of being here for an interview, it's way here, because we have not been taught how to speak or how to negotiate salaries. And this is something that happens to all of us, regardless of gender. This is something that people don't talk about a lot as we are starting to develop and become professionals. So it's at a higher level when you are talking about salary negotiations. So oftentimes those nerves can really truly get the best of you, and you will start to just say things out of turn. You'll ramble a little bit, you'll talk, you'll just go on and on and on and on and on. And that in itself will cause the either human resources person that you're working with, or perhaps the hiring manager, they will start to just kind of fade out a little bit, and then they may think, well, this person's just talking too much, and I'm going to put them at the low end of the salary range because they just talk too much. Now, you may think I'm joking, but honestly, if you start losing people's attention, they will start thinking differently, and your salary may go from this part to this part to this part. So you want to speak very concisely and be very direct in your responses and also with your questions. So I want to know from you, have any of you ever struggled during your salary negotiations, or do you have any questions specifically as it relates to how to negotiate your salary, what to say during your salary negotiations, what should you do? I'm here to support you. Even if you're watching this on the replay, let me know. I'll be happy to provide you with any insights that I can that will help you be able to negotiate a higher salary. So let me know your thoughts about that, and I'm going to go into the final tip that I would recommend for you to do if you are preparing for a salary negotiation. So for those of you who have joined, hello. Thank you so much for being here today and spending a few moments out of your day with me today. So if you are just now joining, I'm going over what you should do in terms of speaking when you have a salary negotiation. So how to speak when you are negotiating your salary. And we've already went over 3 great insights so far, so I'm going to go over the 4th insight as well. Now this one is a bit different. So we're not speaking for this one. This is going to be your nonverbal gestures, which is equivalent to you speaking. When you're in a salary negotiation, you will need to maintain eye contact. And I'm going to give you a bonus. I just thought about it. I'm going to give you a bonus one too, because I really want to help you all do well in this particular area. So maintaining eye contact is very important. Don't look around. Don't wander your eyes and look everywhere and look around. Look directly at the person that you are speaking with, because they need to see that you are serious about your salary and that you want to make sure you're getting the best salary that you can. So keep eye contact. That is extremely important when you are trying to negotiate a higher salary. Now, I did mention that I want to share with you all a bonus. And this is a bonus. This is more of an advanced technique when you're trying to negotiate your salary. So if you want to do an advanced technique, then listen very, very carefully. The one thing that you will need to do when you're negotiating your salary in terms of how to speak in your salary is to become comfortable with silence. Yes, become comfortable with silence. In salary negotiations, there is a sense of nervousness that sometimes happen with candidates. If you can control this and start to become a bit more comfortable with silence, it will do a couple of things for you. First, it will give you time to think about what is being asked or the salary that is being proposed to you. Second, it will give the interviewer time to process and think about what you said or your response to a specific salary. And then third, it shows a level of control that you have that other people do not have. Most people, and I've talked about this many times in many videos on my channel, but most people are not comfortable with silence. Silence can make you feel awkward if you are not subscribe to this channel, right? If you're not subscribed to this channel, then you will feel awkward when it comes to silence. But if you are subscribed to my channel, then silence is something that is going to be very, very easy for you to be able to manage, and management in a way that will highlight your executive presence and your executive communication skills. So subscribe to the channel if you want to learn more about how to be comfortable with silence. But silence helps to show that you are in control. And so I encourage you, this is a bonus. As I mentioned, this is more of an advanced level technique. Can you do everything else before that I mentioned to you and do well with your salary negotiation in terms of how you're speaking? Absolutely, you can. But this is definitely a higher level skill that will set you apart when you're negotiating your salary, is to be comfortable with silence. Now, I will tell you that a lot of times people wonder, well, how long do I need to be silent for? Is it like a minute? Is it 5 seconds? It will depend, but most of the time I would say if you can be comfortable being silent for at least, I would say 3 to 5 seconds, that is a very, very good place for you to start and build upon it from there. Sometimes, depending on the situation and the conversation you have, you might need to be a bit more silent longer than that. So I want to know from you, have you found some value in some of the tips I shared with you in terms of how to speak when you are negotiating your salary? Put them in the comments below. I appreciate you all for being here and joining me today to learn more about this topic. And if you are at a place where you are in the interviewing process, you're about to negotiate your salary, and you're feeling a bit nervous, you're not sure what to do, then reach out to me at info@exciteexcellence.org. I will be able to absolutely provide you with some insights and some strategies to help you negotiate your salary if you want some more customized support, because I understand how important it is as it relates to building up your confidence to negotiate your salaries and learning exactly what you should say in terms of how you should say it. That's the focus of this video. There's a lot of other things that go into salary negotiation, but today I'm focusing in on how to speak when you are negotiating your salary. So there's a couple tips I want you to keep in mind when you are trying to speak, so that you know how to speak when you are negotiating your salary. The first is to make sure your executive presence is at what? High alert. You need to showcase the very best version of yourself. Second, you may need to lower your tone of voice when you are speaking as it relates to your salary. Salary negotiations are serious business. It is not anything to laugh and joke about. This is your salary. This is your livelihood. This is how you're taking care of yourself and your family. So you want to be at a very authoritative tone of voice, but in a very polite way, just showing that you're taking this matter very seriously. Another tip that can help you speak in your salary negotiation is to be very concise and very direct with your responses and with your questions. If you start to ramble too much, people will start to tune you out, and they may put you in a lower salary bracket than what you want to be in. And then another great tip for you to do is to maintain your eye contact when you are trying to negotiate your salary. This is very important to establish control. And I gave you all a bonus. This is the bonus one. The bonus is to become comfortable with silence. Silence is power. There is power in the pause, as I say it. And if you can do that during your salary negotiation, I am pretty sure that you will showcase yourself as an executive, which is where you want to be. Now, I want to know from you, did you have any questions for me specifically as it relates to salary negotiation? Anything about salary negotiation? I'm here to answer your questions. I know this is a big topic. There's so many people that ask me about salary negotiations all of the time in so many different ways. And so if you have questions, let me know. And specifically, if you have something in the replay, just leave it in the comments below, and I will make sure I will reply to you and answer your questions. Now, I did want to share with you a few events that are going on. As many of you know, this is marathon of masterclasses for the month of March. I have been hosting several masterclasses. I've had one already on interview preparation and salary negotiation that touched on it a bit. That is available on my website under products and services now. It was a free event. And now it is being packaged as not a free event, but it still has some really great information if you want to dive deeper into how to prepare for your interviews. I have a special framework that I use with my clients to help them do well. The second masterclass, which is actually happening this Monday. So if you want to register for it, I will put the link in the description below as soon as the live updates, because I don't think I put it in there just yet. But I have a masterclass on Monday that is Present Like a Pro at Work. This is a fantastic masterclass if you are a woman in leadership in a leadership role where you have to present a lot more. Then this is a great opportunity for you to be able to see what are some strategies and techniques that you might want to implement into your next presentation so that you can present like a pro. Because if you can present well, it opens you up for more opportunities to advance in your career. You can earn more income. You can be ready for that next step. Presenting is very, very important. So that's the second masterclass. I have one on executive presence development, and then the next is going to be on elite communication skills at work. So there's a lot of masterclasses. I want to make sure that I'm providing you all with as much support as possible for the end of quarter one, because we are ending quarter one in just a few weeks. Can you believe it? That we have already passed almost 3 months in the year of 2025. So I want to make sure that I provide you all with support and help you on your journey to get to where you need to be. And these masterclasses will give you a very solid foundation of where you want to be. So I want to share that with you. I do have the masterclasses. I have a program that I am launching that is a very big program to help women in leadership who are either in those middle management roles that are trying to go up into a senior leadership role or a C-suite, VP, director type of role, or for those executives that are already established in their career and they see that something is off, their messaging is off, they're not being respected, something's going on, then I'm going to provide them with some support in terms of redefining their executive presence, their communication skills. So if you are a woman in any of these categories, then you'll want to continue to follow me here on YouTube, or you can follow me on LinkedIn, Instagram as well, and learn more about the program, because it will absolutely change your life. It will give you so many tools, so many strategies, so much information that I've gained in 20 years that you can learn in only a matter of a couple of months. So definitely want to sign up for that and learn more about it. I'll be hosting a specific masterclass, more than likely on the program itself, to show you how it works, what will happen, you can expect, and all those wonderful things. So if anybody has any questions about how to speak in a salary negotiation, let me know in the comments below. I encourage you all to watch the video on salary negotiation, how to negotiate salary like a woman boss. Check out that video here on YouTube. It is in the description below so that you can learn a lot more. I have so many other videos on my channel that talk about communication skills, executive presence, public speaking, confidence. So it's a great place for you to be if you're really trying to go to that next level in your career and be able to communicate at a higher level than your peers. So if y'all have any additional questions, let me know. Check out the salary negotiation video on my YouTube channel, and I will see you all in the next video.